Hey guys, Anthony here. It's Tuesday, December 21st, 2021. Chilly couple of days here in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, South Carolina area. Another quick video from the van. I've got the Mr. Heater Buddy out right now. I just took it out of storage and I've got it on in the van right now on low. That takes a 1 pound, those green 1 pound cylinders, which I think I've got an empty one in here somewhere. But I also have the adapter hose for that, which I highly recommend that you guys get. And I have a short, like a 6-foot one, and I have a 12-foot adapter hose. The 12-foot one is better for if I had to put that Mr. Buddy heater inside my house in a room, say, I could run the line out the window and then to my 20-gallon or 30-gallon propane tank sitting outside the house, and then have heat inside that room. So that's one way you can heat, not say your whole house, but a room or a group of rooms with one of these heaters. So I figured I would take the small one out today. I have a larger version of that one as well that I'll take out of storage, but I wanted to get it in my van, and right now I've had it on for about 5 minutes in the van. It's on low, and the van's already, it's not super cold today, but it's cold enough where you'd like a little heater on, and that just takes the chill out. And so I'll keep that cranking right now during this video. And the only thing I do is I have a window cracked in the van, in the door of the van here. I just keep a window cracked just to get some fresh air in the van, and that's something I've always done. Just wanted to make a quick video today. Haven't put up a video in a couple of days, and just wanted to see how everybody was doing. Wish everybody safe and healthy days. I know people are getting together with their families. I know I am. We've got some family members here at the house with us this week, and so we're enjoying it and just enjoying the time together and the family time together, and trying not to pay too much attention to all the craziness that's going on. But I like to see, I just can't help it, I like to see what is going on, especially now that we have an administration in office that's telling people that they're going to die, in essence, if they're not whatted. And so that kind of concerns me a little bit, and I know there's going to be a speech or some kind of talk tonight. I think I know what it's going to focus on, but that remains to be seen. I think there'll be, just my view is that there'll be more lockdowns or restrictions placed on people. There'll be a push to get this again. There'll be a actually, now it's too hot in here, so one of the things with this, you have to shut it because it'll get too hot too quickly, especially like in a van. So I got the chill out of the air now. I can go ahead and shut this down, which I'll do, and there it is. So that's off right now. So these things are great investments, guys. It'll really get you out of a pinch, and it can save your life. I remember when I first got it, we traveled from Florida to West Virginia to see my daughter, and we left in warm temperatures, and we encountered snow and really, really cold temperatures. And I actually cranked that up, and we had it with us. We hit an ice storm, believe it or not, leaving West Virginia, traveling back to Florida, and we did use the Buddy heater, and then also it was so cold that my windshield washer fluid from Florida froze, and I had to pull over and get different fluid because it was so cold out. So make those preparations now. Get what you need now. Things like for your vehicle or things to keep warm. Very, very important to be able to do that in the event of something happens to the power, something happens to the grid. There's an unforeseen natural disaster like we had rolled through several states with the tornadoes, particularly hitting those parts of Kentucky really, really hard, and just devastating and destroying everything in its path. And in a situation like that, you could prepare for anything. You could have the best preps. You could have everything put away, food, water, self-defense, all kinds of preps put together, put away. Something like that comes along and wipes everything out. I mean, that's something that just is devastating and just can destroy and has destroyed people's lives and took many lives with it. That tragedy, that tragic storm of tornadoes, other storms that are going on. I know the Philippines got hit with a bad one. Just yesterday, I believe, there was a 6.3 earthquake off the northern coast of California. I saw that, and I also saw some video where there were a lot of aftershocks that were moving inland. So that ring of fire, those fault lines around that whole area are very, very active. Along with now you have La Palma. I think it's got to be in 90 or 100 days it's been going off. Another one in Indonesia. I mean, there's a lot of troubling natural disasters going on. And then there's all the man-made disasters where there's threats of wars, rumors of wars, threats of or signs of economic collapse, economic calamity, where you see this inflation that we're going through. You see just rumblings of people in our government telling you that everything's going to be okay. This is all temporary. Don't worry. Just let us do what we have to do, and we'll make everything right. Maybe we could print enough money to get us through and make everything right again, which is not going to happen. In fact, it's going to be the farthest thing from the truth. So we're seeing also, and I just want to touch on some of these things. Lots of other people have touched on them, but some of the lawlessness that I see taking place around the country, the brazen criminal activities that are taking place, especially in cities like California, in LA, in New York City, and some of the surrounding boroughs of New York. I just watched a video today of a police officer, NYPD police officer. I think it was a lady, a female officer, stopped a car for not having a license or a tag or something, and the guy stepped on the gas, ran her ankle over, her foot over, trying to get away. There's just no respect for the law. And then on the flip side of that, there's this lawlessness that's coming to us from the law enforcement side, where we're seeing, even this is again in New York. I've seen several videos of NYPD arresting people in like a bagel place like Au Bon Pain, or a restaurant, for not having their COVID paperwork or not being able to show their proof of the hit, and then getting brutal with those people. And I say to myself, I wish they would turn that anger and that really fierce brutality that they're doing to a person that doesn't want to show a certain amount of paperwork for something that's mandated, and I'd like them to channel that on the criminals, the ones that are destroying stores, flash mobbing, all that kind of stuff. I'd like to see that channeled in that direction and stopping real criminals from doing and plying their trades. You guys let me know what you think, but I think that, and I predicted this. I have a video I could post. I think I reposted a link to it several weeks ago. I did it, I think it was last year, maybe it's over a year now, on my thoughts on the military and the police in the country and what my thoughts and my forecast was. And I think that's all coming to pass. I think that someday soon, I can't tell you when, but my thoughts and my beliefs are that the all of this push for defunding the police and the opposite force that brews up after that, back the blue, they get you into two camps and you go back and forth and everybody argues. And then meanwhile, the plan is all along is to get the police force nationalized. And I think we're headed that way in this country. I don't know what the trigger event's going to be to get it nationalized, but I know they're pushing for that. They may let some of these bigger cities get so far gone that people are just begging for, we didn't know what we were saying. We really need law enforcement. We really need to have a safe city. We really want the police to start policing again. We didn't really mean defund the police. And then the government will come in and say, I think we have the answer. Maybe we could get all the police forces together under one umbrella, like we did with the airport screeners, and let them all report up to DC, and they'll all have the same training. It'll be standardized. It'll be, they'll have a real good amount of bullet points in justifying that. And on the opposite side, you'll have all the crime that's running rampant, and then that'll be the problem, solution, that whole Hegelian dialectic thing. So that's how I think, that's where I think we're headed. And then on the military side, we're seeing, military men and women dismissed or fired or discharged from the military for not having this or not wanting to get that. I don't know the exact number, but there are. This is going on and is taking place. But I also think that they have a plan down the road where, they really don't care if we lose X amount of thousands of troops to whatever, for whatever reason, because we have a plan down the road to maybe mold or merge our troops with a type of peacekeeping force. So I see something like that coming as well. Again, these are my views and my beliefs, but I think that's where we're headed globally. We're looking at a global, these countries that are going to put together, nationalize, and many have. You could see it. History shows us that all of your socialist, communist states have done that. So it's a model that works, but certain things have to take place in the host country for those models to start looking good. And so that's happening in our country. That's what's underway right now. It's not just all happening by accident. So don't think it is. But to get back to the lawlessness, the crime stats are going up. People are following other people home. There's home invasions. There's robberies. There's riot mobs going around. But also we're seeing now a resurgence or an answering to some of that, where people are fighting back. People are, taking a stand, defending themselves, and using their rights, their basic God-given rights to self-defense. And you're seeing some pushback now. So you're going to see a lot more of that, in my belief, down the road. People are not just going to stay calm and let themselves be steamrolled over. So a word to the wise is, if you're a crook or thinking of doing something to take away something from somebody else, to hurt somebody else, expect the worst that may happen to you as well. So what I'm saying is you need to think twice now before you do that. And then you're going to see a lot of things happen where, the criminal, he was just trying to steal some money out of the register. Why'd so-and-so shoot him? Well, people right now are scared to death because these criminals are killing people and running them over, lighting things on fire, and so they don't want it. They don't want to have it. So you're going to have a very harsh response against that activity. So, expect some very harsh responses. That's my belief as well. And let's see, what else did I want to mention today? Put my glasses on. I already mentioned that, the earthquakes, the Russia-Ukraine, that seems to be something that's really brewing. We've heard predictions that there's going to be a Christmas Eve attack by the Russians. Again, is it just to get people afraid and people in this mode during this time of year when people are trying to, refocus and spend time with family and do whatever they do during this time of year? We have this constant pushing of fear, and it comes from the top down. So it's coming from the White House down to the people. So I think we're in for let's see what happens tonight in the speech. I don't think it's going to be a good speech as far as making things better going into the new year. I think they're going to set the country up for more of a fall for the new year. And so you can expect a lot worse going forward into the new year than you're seeing now, especially with this inflation of, cases. There's 180 cases. You hear cases. A lot of things can be manufactured. A lot of things can be said that people hear, and they hear the word, the cases are going up, and they're equating that with the severity of whatever variant is going around or whatever is taking place. So listen to the language that they're using, listen to the terminology that they're using, listen to how the president says it, or what his speech, what direction it takes. Listen carefully to the words he chooses and how he says them, because it'll tell us a lot on reading what's going to happen moving forward. So again, thanks for joining me for this Van Talk. The main point I wanted to get through today is, continue to prepare, put things back, food, water, shelter, self-defense, security, all these things will only help you in the time of need. Over preparing, I don't think there's such a thing. You can never have too much food, too much water, fresh water, and too many ways to purify water. You could never have too many heaters. If you do have too many heaters, share them with someone in the family. I've done that in the past, and I continue to do that. Enrich somebody else that maybe doesn't have what you have, and help bring their preps up. So that's a thing too. And then also, take some time this week, if you're off from work or regardless, to just sit down and pray and ask the Almighty for direction, for guidance, for wisdom, again, for protection, and to reveal, for revelation, to reveal these deep things to you, because we as a nation, and this goes back to our founding, a lot of it, we have been lied to. There's much that has taken place in the world since our founding and even before the foundings of this country that the devil uses to distort people's minds, change their thinking on how they came to exist or how things really are. And with that, year after year and century after century of this false teaching, it kind of becomes the norm. And when you try to enlighten somebody or tell them the truth that, no, it's really this way, they've been lying to you. They're so, their first reaction is to come at you and say, No, you're crazy if you believe this or you believe that, or you believe there's a firmament, or you believe, you know, whatever it is. They have changed biblical truth for a lie, much of it. That's Satan's goal. That's the thing he wants. You don't think God said this, do you? You don't think he really meant that the world is stationary, the earth is stationary, the sun and the moon are inside of the firmament, and the waters above and the waters below. You don't think for a minute that those words in Genesis are really real, do you? No, they're not real, because if he can get you to think that's not real, he'll get you to think that the Messiah is not real. It's all a fairy tale, that he never did come to save you from your sins, where you could be born again and have a right standing with Yahweh. No, then everything else can be crumbled down and trampled upon. So go back to the beginning, is what I'm saying, and look at Scripture, because the Bible attests to itself. It's not trying to prove itself. The Bible is just telling you how things are. It's God-breathed, and it attests to itself. It doesn't have to prove itself. History has proven it. The Word has been proven by history, by time. And we're seeing it right now play out and coming true. So that's my video today, guys. I hope it helped. I hope it spurred people on to think, feel, and act. And I'll do some more videos this week. I have a lot more I want to say. Just got to be careful how I say it. Join me on my Instagram page. It's called Pray, Prep, Pump, Iron. I post a lot of different things on there you can interact with. And, of course, YouTube is my main channel that I have. And, again, thanks for joining me. Stay ready. Anthony signing off.